Hey, in this segment, we're talking to David Chong about gun safes. You know, I really want to learn how to break into safes.
Yeah, don't bother. It's not all it's cracked up to be.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh, the money we pay for this show. Hey, this segment is sponsored by John Dillon and the Dillon Law Group. Hope you enjoyed that last interview. And if you have legal matters that involve firearms, then you need to call attorney John Dillon. If you have questions about red flag laws, gun registration, gun transportation, or maybe you need to know that your guns are California compliant, you can call our trusted firearms attorney, John Dillon. He specializes in California gun laws. 760-642-7150, or you can go to his website at DillonLawGP.com. And we are very proud to have David Chong in the house, owner-operator, AO Sword, right there in lovely El Cajon. How you doing, bud?
Good. Thank you for having me. It's fun to actually be in the studio.
Finally. He even dressed up, folks. Take a look on YouTube. We'll make him put his 10-gallon hat on before he leaves. Yeah. So we've had more questions about safes off air than we were on air. So I think the first good question would be, get it from Melissa. You had a question about a safe.
Yes, I am looking for a big safe. But what I always worry about is the weight of the safe on the first floor, buckling my hardwood floors.
Great question. Yeah. So the first part of your question exemplifies your wisdom there, because you're looking for a big safe. Everybody thinks, oh, I just need this little thing, and then as soon as you actually take up the sport or the discipline of the shooting sports, you find yourself with a lot more guns than you expected to have.
Your collection starts to grow, so you need to make room.
Right. So get 2 sizes bigger than you think you might, quote unquote, need, and then now you're into a bigger safe, and of course that's going to weigh more. We have safes that are upwards of 2,000 pounds on the big side. The more weight you have, well, that comes from the quality steel and more fire protection. You can go with something modest, which is going to afford you less protection, but especially on second stories, which generally we don't recommend. I'll talk about that later. Or hardwood floors, we do worry about that. I have a 2,000-pound safe on a firebrand floor, very expensive. And the way that we handle that for our customers is, first of all, in getting the safe in there, we do lined covers over the hardwood and then plywood on top of that. And so we're rolling the safe on dollies over plywood that's separated from the hardwood. Then where we're going to install it, we actually put a specialized rubber mat down that distributes the load and prevents it from imprinting on your beautiful floor. That's done a great job for us. We've gone into some very high dollar homes with really nice floors and never had a problem.
Is that usually, I know when you sell a safe to someone, you go out to their home, actually look at the area, where's it going to go, and then that's usually included in the price of the safe, the delivery and setup?
So we offer as is where is for people who want to develop their own solution. Some people on the smaller safes especially, it's a 400-pound safety container, they call it residential safety container, then 2 or 3 people can lift that with good dolly and materials and a low pickup truck. But as you get past 1,000 pounds, that's really not something that an amateur can handle.
See, it would seem to me that if I'm coming to you by a safe, I don't care if it's 400 pounds or 4,000 pounds, you're the expert. Because the minute I hit a door casing with it coming through the door,
you've lost your savings.
No, I've got my you-know-what in the sling, because somebody's going to say, what the heck? So you have a better warranty than I got, and you have better installation skills because you have all the tools.
Yeah. So we are insured, licensed to do delivery.
Right.
But the key there is training. We never had to use our insurance because we are slow, methodical, and we have tens of thousands of dollars, quite frankly, in safe delivery materials, including a awesome hydraulic trailer that actually drops the entire safe down to road level. Mm-hmm. We just roll it off on a dolly, and then when we're loading it, it hydraulically lifts up into travel position. Pretty cool stuff.
Can never have the right tool.
So is there what's the maximum generally for a second floor? If you're going to put your safe in a second floor, is there a maximum, or how do you determine that?
So It all depends on construction, and we play since we're not construction engineers, we play way safe. But your design drawings will actually tell you what your maximum PSI loads are. We go by code generally, and for condos and apartments, it's generally pretty light. So
I bet you work really hard to talk them into not putting it up on the second floor.
well, let me explain why. It's actually not that hard for us with our equipment to get a smaller safe up to the like a 18 gun or so, 20 gun maybe, and that all depends on the restriction is the width of the stairway.
Mhm.
But we're happy to do it, and we get paid for it. So,
Sure.
So the problem is fires burn hot, and they burn hot higher. That's just the nature of flame. You all know heat rises.
Mhm.
So a fire that might be burning at 1,200 degrees on your first floor might be 1,700 on your second floor. Furthermore, once the beams and rafters fail, your gun collection is not only taking heat damage, it's also taking a 2-story fall.
Mhm.
So that's no good. A safe, we don't think of it as a purchase. You think of it as an investment.
Mhm.
If you get a smaller 24 gun safe. It's on the small side of what we sell. You can stuff 40 firearms in there. How much does each firearm cost?
Yeah, at least
500,
500,
1,000,
just to make a round figure.
Yeah. So you got $40,000 worth of guns in there, and you're quibbling about whether to spend 1,000 or 2,000. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. That's why they buy it from you, so you educate them.
So let's talk about the fireproofing, because I've looked into it in the past. It's kind of confusing, and each company does it a little bit different, and I'm not quite clear on what exactly, talk to us about fireproofing. Is it truly fireproof, and what do you look for? And I mean, I guess here's my question. If my house burns down, is there really a fire rating out there that will truly protect my firearm? My wood furniture 30-06, is it really going to survive a fire? Is there a way to determine that?
No is the answer.
No, it's not going to survive a fire?
So there's not a way to determine that.
Oh,
so
okay.
here's the best question you asked in there, in that set of good questions is there really such a thing as fireproofing? And the answer is no. It's all fire rating. We're talking about fire resistance. And you're absolutely right. All of the companies rate it in apples and oranges ways, and so it's very difficult. For example, Canon rates their safes on a 30, 45, 60-minute scale based on a 1,200 degree fire. That's the minimum, and it isn't even. It's in I think the EFI ratings, and it's not even listed at all in UL. Meanwhile, Champion Safe, they're burning these things at 1,750 to 1,800 degrees.
Wow.
And giving them the same ratings in terms of time, 30, 45, 60, 90. So that's, you got to look carefully at that, and some of them won't publish. We have carried in the past half a dozen, almost 10 different lines of safe, and as things have evolved, manufacturers are continually changing their lines. They start outsourcing formerly U.S.-made stuff to Mexico or then to China. So we've been very selective about trying to only maintain the best value for the money or the best performance, hands down, no matter what the cost. That's kind of where we focus our inventory. If we try to go for just the cheapest, really, we find we can't compete in that space because people will just buy a non-fireproof safe at 1,200 degrees from Costco. Yeah, for $500, $600 bucks. Those are really not safes. They're residential safety containers. 12, 14,
So does the
16
price of the
steel.
safe make it more protective?
Not necessarily.
Right.
You really have to shop across brands to get value for dollar. We find that hands down, Champion is the best value for dollar. They don't build. Their slogan is they don't build to a price point. They build up to a performance point.
Right. Is that an American-made safe?
100%. Yes.
Do you
very
find
few of those?
Do you find that I'm sure there's only a few, but the few that do are built, because I know you've looked at them sideways and upside down, are far superior to, say, the foreign?
They are, and it's not just in terms of absolute steel thickness, which they are the thickest, but also the gauge, the quality of that steel. As we all know, there's many different tempers and qualities, types of steel, and these have lower oxidation. They're more homogenized, meaning they're more similar across their entire face, and they're much more resistant to tampering. The interior linings with the gypsum are much more complete. I've been in and out of thousands of safes, and you'll find in the cheap ones, the interior fire protection doesn't actually cover everything, and then in spots there's thin sheet steel.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Because
like
you
an
haven't
easy
bought a
bake oven.
safe yet, have you?
I have a really horrible locker. Is really what it is that I've had for years, and
You need to pull the trigger.
I
You take
know.
So do
trade-ins?
I.
Sure.
trade-ins.
There you go.
He would pay me to get it out of his shop if I brought it in. He would give me $10 and say, "Get that out of my shop."
David, it's always a joy talking to you. You're a
Oh, he's
plethora of
he's
knowledge.
stand for the.
Oh, good.
All right,
Yeah.
folks. Hey, Black Hound Optics. They're accurate, affordable, guaranteed. Sporting optics that go the distance. Backed by customer service that goes that extra mile. And they're great guys, great products, and a great company that is making optics affordable. On top of quality optics, they pay close attention to the customer experience. And did you know their scopes come with mounts? So you don't have to worry about finding one that fits your gun. And we are extremely excited to have them on as an official partner of the show. Ask for them at your local gun store or find them online at blackhoundoptics.com. All right, we're going to continue chatting with David Chong, owner-operator of AO Sword, one of the finest gun stores in San Diego. And if you don't believe it, take a run over there and chat with him, and you will be impressed. You just sort of recently took on a massive line of safes, and that's kind of what we're talking about today. How much homework did you have to do before you decided what you were going to carry and what you weren't?
That was almost a full-time job, again, because of what we were talking about, that there's no universal language that these safe companies speak.
Mm-hmm.
Made in America is very important to me, and there's just so few companies that are doing that anymore. These are 100% made in America with American steel, not imported steel.
Wow.
So good stuff.
What kind of guarantees come with a safe? I mean, I don't know what's going to go wrong with it, but
So Champion is the only company where they will. It is an optional fee, but for I think $150, when you buy the safe, you can get a lifetime warranty on the lock. And I guarantee you, everybody loves the boop boop boop, dial in lock because it's convenient.
yeah.
It's also guaranteed to fail. There's not a good enough one that you can buy to where those locks.
So
will
they still
eventually-
use the old spin dial?
That is what I recommend. That is the best way, and they do have that option. But many people choose the electronic lock option.
Yeah,
But the company will warrant for the life of the safe, which is John Dillon would tell you, lifetime warranty really means 100 years.
Mhm.
But they'll warrant lifetime warranty on that lock failing. Now, here's the important thing: not just the replacement of the lock, but which Canon, for example, will only do. They'll pay for a new lock, but you're stuck with the locksmith's bill for coming in, drilling into your safe, and that's a $200-300 bill, and it can hurt the safe. So they'll warrant the whole thing, no cost to you, no deductible for the life of the safe. Also, most companies will, if you have a fire, they'll replace the safe. Most of the good companies, the other ones aren't worth looking at. But Champion, not only will they replace the safe, but they'll also dispose of your old one, and they'll help you with the warranty claims of anything you lose inside. But I urge you to, and I don't mean to make this a Champion safe commercial, but go online and look at the Champion safe footage from the Santa Rosa fire. Devastating fire. You probably saw it on the news.
Yeah.
Entire neighborhoods just
leveled,
flattened to ash, like nothing. Not. There's no framework left. There's nothing. Champion safes went through that fire, and the guns inside were salvageable.
Wow.
So there's your answer.
There you go. Yeah.
Get rid of that tin can you got.
So what's Joe's question? I want to hear the answer to Joe's question. It was a good one.
No, they decided not to say it.
Oh, were
I thought you said it was a bad. Well, it's not a bad question; it's a bad answer. But I was asking because I have a safe now.
I didn't get the memo on that one. Sorry.
Oh, that's all right. It's out there now,
Yeah.
so we'll go with it. But yeah, I have a safe now, and again, it doesn't hold everything they say it's going to hold. And just because you put 12 notches up there doesn't mean it holds 12 long guns. But anyway, I'm filling up my safe, and it's time to buy a new safe, so a second safe. And I was asking David if I can get the new safe dialed in so it's the same combination as the old safe, so I don't have to memorize 2 combinations. That was my question.
Oh.
And the answer is mostly no. Modern safes use a competitive price point lock, which is not resettable. You can buy much more expensive locks, but then they might not be compatible with the safe, but they can be adjusted. Now, what I can say, though, is if you're running out of space, but it's still within the realms of reason, we sell a pretty cool safe accessory package. It's Velcro tipped sticks that stick to the bottom of your bottom shelf, and the sticks go down, the plastic rods, they go down the barrels of your long guns, and you can put twice as many long guns in the safe, not touching each other at all, by getting rid of the little notches.
Well, that's cool.
Okay, and that could be a temporary solution for now anyway, because
You're saying you're going to buy more?
Yeah, I was going to
well,
Well, we made the mistake
Yeah, I don't
of
wanna-
making him the product. He does all our products, and or either that or whenever he goes to the range, somebody's always got something he wants.
well, no, I mean that
Tell the
I don't
truth.
want to lose my excuse to buy a new safe. I mean,
This
but,
definitely won't work for you.
but I could delay it. But my neighbor had given me the same advice when I bought this safe that David just gave me, and both of them were late. But they both said buy something a lot bigger than you think you need,
Yeah.
because you're going to fill it right up.
And
Which
sure
it
enough.
only took a couple of years, so I'm full.
Now, do you? Now, I noticed you put a lot of them in the garage, because I think you
We
did
do.
one for Lance Belkey. You put it in his garage, not in the house.
Yeah, so a lot of people, that's just where they want to put the safe. They don't want a safe inside their house. Again, going back to the Champions, one beautiful thing about a Champion, and you'll appreciate this as a car guy,
Yeah.
it's 3-stage paint.
And it's
It is-
beautiful. I've
it's-
seen them.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's a piece of furniture. I call them heirloom safes. These
Yeah.
are things that you would pass down generation to generation. It's it looks like it's dripping wet showroom paint.
Right.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
Can you customize it and get different colors and different stripings and what have you?
You can order them custom. We carry a
Pretty good selection.
a painful selection, meaning there's a lot invested there. But yeah, everything from black to ivory, golden, two tones, smoked colors, gunmetal, there's a beautiful black cherry color.
I've seen that
Yeah.
one. I like that one a lot.
Really nice.
So what's something that people don't really think about? What's something that people don't really think about when they're going to buy a safe? I mean, fire
Question.
protection.
What's a good question
what-
they should ask?
or what's something that something about a safe that most people should be asking but aren't?
Sure. I'll rephrase that as one thing that most people should be doing but don't is securing the safe by bolting it to the floor.
Even though it weighs 2,000 pounds?
Well, on those big ones, they're a deterrent all to their
Yeah,
own.
no kidding.
And you feel the quality when you have these big safes. Yeah, two guys pulling sideways on the top of it from pushing with their legs against the wall are not going to topple that safe. But 1,000-pound safe, two determined guys can, or
Get off with it. Yeah.
strong gals, can topple it. And there is the least amount of armor and protection is on that bottom there. And so that's where people who are very skilled professionals will come and break in on your safe.
Mm.
Now, at that point, you are hoping that, because truly, I should backpedal here, there's no such thing as a burglar-proof safe. Fort Knox at some level is
I was going to say,
break
or
into
anything,
a bull.
anything is not burglar proof.
So the idea is to slow them down as long as possible to get them caught.
What do you recommend bolting? How do you recommend securing it?
Depends on what you've got. And then I don't want to get too complicated here, but also you need to make sure that you don't have a pretension slab, and that you, as soon as you drill into your concrete slab, residential slab, you're releasing the pretensioned rebar and blowing up your house. It's a very bad thing.
Yeah.
So engineering's involved, but red heads and concrete bolt anchors.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No blondes,
No blondes. Only redheads.
just redheads.
So I have an observation that when I was looking for safes, one of the big things that I noticed is that I was always looking at how long is this going to last in a fire. Those ratings and the numbers, like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 60 minutes, 90 minutes, the price goes up
Tremendously.
Yeah.
Right. Because you need more steel, more space, and more fire resistant material. Yeah. And then truly you can't build a cheap safe with good fire resistance.
Right.
And then again, on what scale are we talking about? Are we talking about a 1200 degree fire, which no house fire burns unless it wasn't a big deal anyway, or a 1700 degree fire, which is what you want to look at? And you're going to see the high end line from American Security in that range, and the Champions. That's it.
So when it comes to security, what are some things people need? How do I know how secure my safe is? What are some of the features, or what am I looking for?
For sure, you want 4-way locking bolts. That only comes with the highest end safes.
4-way meaning there are actually 4 posts on the
4 sets.
4 sets of posts.
Yeah. So when you throw the handle on that door, you're seeing sets of locking bars coming up the top, bottom, the inside and outside of that door.
Because I've seen some safes where some of those posts are ornamental, which is not good.
It's not good.
It's not good at all. So 4 sets would be 8, and so 2 on the bottom, 2 on the top, and then 4 on each side. Right? Is that the idea?
4, 4, and 4.
It varies.
4, 4,
it depends
and 4.
on it depends on the size of the safe, but the gist of it is whatever the number is per side, they're going out that direction, and they're real solid steel.
All right. What else am I looking for when it comes to security?
Ideally, a double-stepped door, which only the high line of the American Security and the Champions have. That's the door goes in, then steps, and then goes in and steps again. So you cannot get a pry bar in through there. Yep. You want a drill guard, which again you're only going to find on higher end safes, and that's so that someone with nowadays you can tear a car apart with you can tear a 1960s car with frame steel apart with just battery operated hand tools.
Right.
So those are the same tools that your thieves can bring in to your home to break into your safe. You have to have something that's going to resist that kind of attack, and a diamond encoded anti-drill guard is going to protect you from that.
Can you add an alarm to a safe?
Sure. Yeah, tamper alarms, absolutely. Once again, so American Security doesn't have this, but the Champions do. They have a motion detection circuit. So if it detects motion in the safe, you can hook that to an alarm.
Wow. That's cool. That's a cool feature.
That's
I've also heard, I don't know if this is, tell me if this passes the sniff test. But someone told me that, or I've always heard that you should put a smoke detector above your safe. Have you ever heard that?
I haven't, but it makes perfect sense.
Because someone drilling it would produce smoke.
Absolutely would. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I know something.
That is good. Very good.
You ought to sell you a safe.
Yeah, right.
All right, folks, we're going to take a quick. By the way, David, that was excellent as usual. We love having you, and John Dillon are our 2 favorite. I got to tell you.
Thanks for watching this clip from Gun Owners Radio. You can watch us live every Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. California time, right here on our YouTube channel, or if you're in the San Diego area, you can listen to us on 1170 a.m. We're also available on your favorite podcast platform for free. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can help restore and protect the Second Amendment, not just in California, but across the country.